Hey there guys, we're taking a look at PUBG Battlegrounds running on the i5-1135G7. Now this is currently running at 1080p with these settings that you see on the screen right now. It's pretty much the lowest settings you can possibly go for almost everything except for the textures, because why not? I mean, texture wise, I don't think we're really going to be running into any issues there. Jumping into the actual game though, with these settings, the performance just is not great. The averages aren't too bad, but there is a constant stutter throughout the entire experience that I think if you've ever played PUBG, you've probably become accustomed to for the most part. But it was very, very noticeable, very, very pronounced, and I just did not have a good time playing at 1080p. Especially because it's very hard to see the enemies in this game sometimes, and having the settings just so low can make it very difficult to see anybody, specifically in long range. In shorter range stuff, it can be perfectly fine, but it's these long range encounters that can become very brutal. And I don't know, I mean, I'm not much of a PUBG player at all. I hardly ever play it. This is like, I think maybe my second game ever, and it was not a great experience like this. I just feel like with how saturated the battle royale genre is, you can get other games that play significantly better than this. I mean, I'd rather play Fortnite than this. Unfortunately, 720p can't be the saving grace here like it is in a lot of other games. The performance is not very different at all, really, from how it was running before. The 1% lows are just slightly improved, but the stutter is just still there to the point where it's not really going to matter too much. It's a shame just how bad this ends up running on this chip. I think we are at the verge of, for the most part, playability, but it's just not able to really hit those numbers. I'll tell you one thing though, the long range encounters in 720p are brutal, dude. I could hardly see the enemies at all. Like on a tiny 14-inch screen, 1080p was already brutal, but 720p was just impossible. I don't think you can play this game properly on here with how many long range fights you get into. There's no real indicators on where the enemy's firing from. I just don't think that this is really that playable of an experience on here, really. An absolute shame, but I would have to say that this is just a fail of a game on this chip. Not really much more you can do about it.